Thank you for joining my YouTube channel and coming to this truth with me. It is a blessing to be able to feed the sheep and to bring knowledge of things that I have found in my study and my walk with God. So, let's start with this video. It's about the book of Job because I did a previous video of the holy water and I spoke about Job. So I just wanted to get in depth about the book of Job. This book is very interesting to read because all of us have different times when we are faced with afflictions, and Job teaches us how to get through the afflictions. So and if you haven't checked out that holy water video, check that video out because that holy water is a very blessed holy water. So back to Job. I'm just going to go right into it. In chapter 2, verse 5 through 7, it shows us that Satan does attack us. In Satan's aspect, he feels that attacking us and giving us affliction is what believers deserve, but God says other than that. And Satan goes to God and asks God, can he afflict us with this or that kinds of situations? So Job is showing that in Job chapter 2 verse 5 through 7, Satan goes to God and he asks, can he attack a believer? And which in this circumstance, Satan asks for Job to be afflicted. So that's what those two chapters prove, that what Satan's intentions are for us as believers. So chapter 5 verse 2, it says, for wrath killeth the foolish man, and envy slayeth the silly. So right there, you know that the wrath of God, if you do not seek the proper knowledge in what God is teaching you, it does lead to death. The foolishness of God's wrath does lead to death. I mean, a lot of people will laugh at God's wrath and think it's a joke, and they don't seek their lessons through the situation, and in most times it leads to death. So, and it's saying in this verse that if someone is very envious of another, and it leads to them being silly, they're not a man of wisdom or knowledge, and that also leads to death. Envy leads to death. So in Job chapter 5 verse 8, it says, seek unto God, and unto God would I commit my cause. So Job is telling you, when an affliction comes your way, I mean, you should always study to show yourself approved and follow the straight path to the Most High. But in times of affliction, you need to seek God more closely. You need to have those intimate communication with him, and you need to increase your supplication and prayer, or go into fasting is another way to seek God when an affliction comes your way. So the best thing to do is just to run to God, is what chapter 5 verse 8 is stating. So in chapter 5 verse 18, it's showing you that God can destroy with his wrath, or he can heal with his love. So those are the different aspects of God, and it does state that on there. Chapter 6 verse 14, it states how your friends, if they're not with you, if they're not showing pity in your situation of affliction, then they obviously don't have the fear of God, and they aren't your friends. So in chapter 6 verse 24, Job teaches us that we must receive the teachings that God wants to show us about our errors, so that we can correct them. Chapter 6 through 16 it's stating the effects of negative words when someone is being afflicted. So it's just, reiterating that being around negative people that have bad words or ill words is not the best thing during affliction. The best thing to do is to seek other believers and to seek someone that is in a positive level of thinking, a higher energy, a higher level, your higher frequency, those kind of words that will actually lead you to someone that is positive. And that goes into chapter 16, verse 5. It says positive words lessens the intensity of your grief. So that is what Job is teaching, to be around somebody positive during affliction while you're seeking a closeness with God. And the last chapter I just wanted to add to this video is chapter 27, verse 4. My lips shall not speak wickedness, nor shall my tongue utter deceit. So while you're amongst high vibrating people, high frequency people during your affliction, you as well have to keep yourselves elevated from the pits of hell and the pathway of Satan, because Satan wants you to let go of the truth of God and follow his path. So when you speak positively about your affliction and you stay positive about the affliction and learn from your affliction, it will keep you away from Satan's pathway to hell. He will feed on the words that you say about the situation, about the affliction of God. Like I said, Satan asks God, can we be afflicted? And if you speak highly of God and give God reverence to his greatness during your affliction, you will overcome any situation. So yes, I just wanted to show that about the book of Job, because Job is the one that teaches about afflictions and how to get through that. So yes, stay positive. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I hope to see you soon.